it. That is a red one.
Hey Venom fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. They just went ahead and dropped a new trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage. I was hoping to see a lot more Carnage in this trailer, and oh my god, did they deliver, man, because the boy looks absolutely insane. So what I'm going to do here for you guys is giving you my trailer breakdown on the new Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer, but I'm going to need your guys' opinions down below. What did you think of this trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage? Are you excited for this movie? It definitely seems like they're leaning into the more silly, goofy side of things, but still, like, we're getting Carnage after years of looking at fan-made posters online. Just seeing him walk around and demolishing people, it's like, I don't care if the whole movie's a lobster tank scene. I'm watching this damn thing. Alright, so starting off with the trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage, we get to see Venom, Eddie Brock, on his Ducati, and it looks like he's really coming to struggles with his relationship with Venom. It seems like it could be holding him back from a lot of things he wants to do. But one of the other struggles, it seems like, is nightly him and Venom go out to patrol the city, help anyone who's in danger like this woman. But now Eddie Brock is introducing a new rule that he can no longer go ahead and eat people even if they're bad. That's kind of the deal they made at the end of the movie for Venom to continue being in his body and not making him die, is that Venom would go ahead and feast on other people, specifically bad guys, and that's all being inspired from the Lethal Protector series of the Venom comics. But it looks like the main reason this fear has come out and the reason Eddie Brock has changed his mind is because we do get shots of Ravencroft, which is the Arkham Asylum prison but for the Spider Man universe, where they are holding in one person from the Spider Man universe that happens to have superhuman-like abilities, and that's the character of Shriek. Now, we've already seen her in past trailers and whatnot. All you really need to know about her character is that she has the ability to give off the supersonic screams, and in the comic books, she would team up with Carnage in the Maximum Carnage storyline to go on a huge killing spree. So it looks like the reason Eddie Brock is setting up this new rule is because he's afraid that Ravencroft now has the ability to capture him if they so please. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of military troops this prison now has that makes Eddie Brock so scared that it's like, oh, maybe me and Venom can't take these guys on and they'll lock us up in like an Area 51 type location, which is what he tells Venom here, who obviously gets really mad and just continues to break his nose. But as the trailer moves on, we start to get a little more backstory into Cletus Cassidy and how he will even get the symbiote to become Carnage. So in this world, it seems like Cletus Cassidy has been a very silent individual until recently, where he decides to give his life story to Eddie Brock, the journalist. We even get a quick glance that it appears that Eddie Brock is working for the Daily Bugle now, as he's looking at his profile. If you zoom into the computer, you can see he has his little profile picture there on the Daily Bugle, so he's definitely working for them. As we saw in the last movie, he quit his previous job. Now, what I'm going to be most curious to see is how Cletus Cassidy is able to know that Eddie Brock is Venom. Because to me, that's the only reason I would think Cletus Cassidy would want to go ahead and give his life story to get so close to Eddie Brock. They must be watching TV in prison or something and seeing this guy jumping around, or he just must be putting the clues together and it makes sense to him who Venom is in this world. Either way, we get the scene of how Cletus Cassidy will come into possession of the symbiote. It looks like the day of his execution, where he's going to get a lethal injection to end his life for all his crimes. He sees Eddie Brock one last time, gives him a big old bite in the hand, and digests his blood. He even mentions that he's tasted blood before and that the blood of Eddie Brock does not taste like normal human blood. This is definitely very different than the way he ended up getting it in the comic books, because in the comics, Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy were cellmates, and when Eddie Brock escapes, his symbiote was pregnant and left behind a spawn that would then get attached to Cletus Cassidy. But jumping back into the trailer, after he gets infected with the symbiote and starts transforming into Carnage, which I might add, I'm absolutely loving the way he jumps from human form to Carnage. It looks so chaotic and painful, not at all as smooth as it looks like when Eddie Brock turns into Venom. But just seeing Carnage walk through the prison, open up his chest to let the bullets go, all these shots right here are absolutely wonderful and should let us know that the first time we saw the trailer and we only got a glimpse of Carnage, the CGI wasn't done, and most likely the CGI probably isn't all the way done here and will still be tweaked up before the movie's released, because this time around he definitely looks way more red than he looked in the first trailer, where he just looked like a dark orange. Still, I like how they're gonna try and get away with a lot with this PG-13 rating, because just that shot of him sending his tongue down the guard's throat is horrifying. From there, as Carnage is out on a rampage, it looks like he decides that that he needs some help along his side, like he can't do everything by himself, because he's going to be the one to break out Shriek. You get a quick glimpse of them in the car driving away from an explosion, and then later on in the trailer, when it appears like Ravencroft is on fire, you get to see Shriek and Carnage holding hands walking away from that explosion. It's going to be interesting to know if Shriek is part of the backstory of Cletus Cassidy in this movie, because it definitely seems like even though it was a trap to get Eddie Brock to tell his story to the public, we're still going to get glimpses of that, and some of it looks to be attached to a church, because in shots of the trailer we get to see Cletus Cassidy has set up shop at a church. One thing I wouldn't be surprised that the movie is also hinting at here is possibly the death of Eddie Brock's love interest from the first movie, Annie. You guys might remember she wore the symbiote for a brief period in the first movie, and they were together, gonna get married, but then Eddie Brock messes up, and now in this trailer it confirms that she's engaged to her new husband that is not a dickhead, so movie rules apply that she should stay with him. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if Carnage actually goes ahead and kills Annie in this movie, and is another dark motivating factor for Venom, because this guy's still supposed to be a bad guy, and if he's eventually supposed to fight Tom Holland's Spider Man like they be teasing, the guy needs to go dark pretty quick, and the death of Annie would be a good thing to set him off on that path. But one thing for sure I found interesting in this trailer is right when Venom and Carnage are about to face off against each other, Venom gets scared and actually goes back into Eddie Brock's body, and when Eddie Brock asks what's up, Venom responds with, "That's a red one." As we learned in the first Venom movie, he comes from a planet of symbiotes, so it seems like a red one is probably a very dangerous version of his kind, or else I don't know why he would just randomly say that's a red one. Going back to the comic books, the reason Cletus Cassidy is red instead of black like Venom is because in the comics they explain that the symbiote directly bonded with Cletus Cassidy's blood instead of his skin like most other symbiotes, which is what gave him that red color, is bonding with blood. I do really like how they are embracing the different weapons that Carnage goes ahead and makes with his hands. That's something I've always loved about the Carnage character, is just the way he's able to create all these sort of knives and axes, and here instead of just going one-on-one with his hands, it's an entire back of tentacles. And from there, it's just an insane montage of scenes of Venom and Carnage going crazy. I really hope this movie kind of lives up to the hype, because I'm still kind of iffy on this Venom universe. Just this absolutely goofy tone is always what kind of throws me off. But if they are trying to connect it to the larger Spider Man universe, not specifically Tom Holland, but how this could connect to Morbius or even the Kraven the Hunter movie that's in the works, I want to know about that. Also, at the end of this trailer, they do mention exclusively in theaters this fall. Now, it was set to premiere in September. They might be looking to delay this thing since movies are being delayed again. So be on the lookout for that. And now that we've gotten our second trailer of Venom, ¿Dónde está my Spider-Man No Way Home trailer? But be sure to leave me your thoughts down below on everything we discussed here with the Venom 2 trailer. Are there any things you caught that I might have missed? Any theories or speculation or anything you disagree with me? Love to hear it down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.